I need a lot of coffee to tell you guys about a solution that excites me this much. What if you could have a modern VPN solution that is cloud-based, requires no special firewall rules to be configured, uses a modern connector-based approach built upon the Wireguard protocol. You can install the connectors inside of a Kubernetes cluster. You can manage the solution using Terraform. And by the way, the solution is free for you to use in your home lab environment. Could this potentially be the best VPN solution in 2022 for home lab environments? Well, stick around. Let's dive right in and let's see what solution we're talking about. The solution is called Twingate, and this is not a sponsored video by Twingate. It's simply a solution that I've been using in my home lab environment, and I want to introduce you guys to it as well. It's not just for home labs. This is a tried and true enterprise solution. The great thing about Twingate is that it offers a very modern approach to both the management as well as the implementation and configuration of your VPN connections across your environment. As opposed to traditional VPN technologies, Twingate helps to eliminate the normal choke points of traditional VPN technologies, such as a VPN concentrator that exists in an on-premises network. Instead, with Twingate, you get the benefit of the global network that Twingate has built out. So you're not backhauling traffic all the way across inefficient routes. Instead, clients are connected via the efficient Twingate global network so that they have the best experience possible. Twingate is also built upon the Wireguard technology so that you're getting a fast, efficient, modern VPN protocol and technology. And again, all of this is exposed via efficient, easy cloud management. You also have the ability to implement what's known as zero trust networking. What is zero trust networking? Zero trust means that we do not give any user access to resources that they absolutely do not need. So think about microsegmentation as a lead-in technology to your thoughts on zero trust networking. With microsegmentation, we only give resources access to other resources that they absolutely need to communicate with. Twingate and zero trust network technology allows you to implement that same methodology with VPN connections. So clients no longer get carte blanche access to an entire subnet or entire sets of servers. You can, in a very granular way, grant access to those resources that users actually need. What I would like to do is step you guys through completely setting up a brand new account with Twingate, showing you exactly how easy it is to get up and running with a couple of connectors that you have running in your remote networks, and show you the true power of the zero trust network model that you can implement with Twingate. I want to give you guys a brief overview of the pricing model with Twingate and why we are saying you can use this for free. Twingate is an enterprise solution that does have paid solution models. However, I want to highlight this free tier or starter model that they have, and it has many great features for the free version. So note, you can use it up to 5 users with up to 1 device per person and up to 2 remote networks. And you get many of the features that you get with the paid solution. So if you notice, you can deploy this on your NAS, your Raspberry Pi, cloud VMs, even Kubernetes, which I will show that in just a moment. You get remote access to media servers, home automation, native clients on Android, Linux, Mac, and Windows. So they've really geared this free version to home lab power users such as you and I. Twingate is really the only vendor in this space that is offering a free version of zero trust network access. Many of the other vendors, while they may implement similar solutions, they don't really have this free tier that you can take advantage of in a long-term way. So kudos to Twingate for creating this free tier model that really caters to the home lab admin. Let's get started configuring the Twingate solution. I'm going to click the Try for Free button in the top right hand corner, and Twingate allows you to create your account with an existing Google, Microsoft, GitHub, LinkedIn, or just simply log into an account you've created before. So I'm going to sign up with Google, and we're going to enter our work email. Now you can use a personal email address. If you've got a Gmail address that's just simply a personal address, you can use that. Finish signing up. Twingate next asks a series of questions, see how you're going to use Twingate. So I'm going to click through this. Are you going to be able to deploy Twingate on your own? We're going to say yes. On the name network field, you're going to want to name your network what you actually are going to want that address called in Twingate. So when we think network, we're often thinking of IP addresses or IP aliases. Here, the network name is the name of that network that you want it to be referenced in Twingate as. So that's going to be the URL that you're going to type into your Twingate VPN client. As simple as that, in a 3-step wizard process, our network is being built. And here we go. We have our network configured. So the first thing that we want to do is to add a remote network. Now, in the context of Twingate, the remote network is our on-premises network. It could be an Azure network. It could be an AWS network. But for the purposes of Home Lab, we're going to simply add a remote network and install connectors. So let's do that. Let's click on the Add a Remote Network, and we're going to choose on-premise, on-premise here, and we're going to call this Home Lab Remote Network. And as you can see, we have added our remote network. In this case, we've called Home Lab. Now, one thing you will note, as soon as you add your remote network, you're going to see the red indicator. That tells us that we do not have connectivity as of yet to that remote network that we have provisioned inside of Twingate. And the reason for that is we have not as of yet added our connectors to establish that Wireguard connectivity between the cloud and our on-premises Home Lab network. This is as simple as deploying the connector. So if I click on the deploy connector, we're going to be presented with a screen that allows us to choose the platform that we want to use to actually deploy the connector. And this is one of the areas where I think Twingate is exceptionally awesome here. They give you all kinds of options to deploy the connector, which is extremely lightweight. As you can see, you can run this in a Docker container. You can use Helm to deploy this in a Kubernetes cluster. Of course, Azure, Linux for a full-blown Linux virtual machine, which is the one we're going to demonstrate today. AWS ECS, AMI instance, manually deploy the connector. You can also use Terraform and other infrastructure as code solutions such as Pulumi. The process is very simple. We're going to generate an access token. We're going to use that access token in the command that Twingate is going to generate automatically for us to paste into our Ubuntu Linux virtual machines and connect our on-premises connectors with the Twingate cloud. Let's now generate the token that is going to be needed to connect our connectors with our Twingate cloud environment. So I'm going to click the Linux option, which means we are going to be self-hosting our Twingate connectors on Linux virtual machines. So I've clicked Linux, and I'm going to click the Generate Tokens button. For security purposes, Twingate will ask us to re-authenticate to the Twingate account. Now we have our tokens created. As you can see, we've got the ability to copy the token. We can also, down at the bottom, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, notice step 4 is install and launch connector service. What Twingate has already done for us is it has used the token that we've generated using the Generate Tokens button, and it's automatically integrated that with the command that we need to run on our Linux virtual machines. You may wonder what I have spun up to self-host the Twingate connectors. I have a lab VMware vSphere environment that I have simply spun up to Ubuntu 2204 virtual machines. As you can see, I've got Twingate Test 01 and Twingate Test 02. And again, nothing fancy. They are simple, clean Ubuntu Server 2204 virtual machines. What I have gone ahead and done is I have connected via SSH connection to both virtual machines. So as you can see, I've got SSH open to Twingate Test 01, Twingate Test 02. What we're going to now do is copy the custom command that Twingate has generated for us with our access token, and we're going to install the first connector using the command that was generated. So now we are back at the page where we can copy the command. We're going to click the copy command button, and we're going to go to our first Linux virtual machine. What we will do is we will generate another token for the second connector. So each of the tokens are generated per connector. In the first connector virtual machine, I'm simply going to paste the command that I've copied from the Twingate portal, and we're going to run that command. The installation will pull down our Twingate connector installation, and it will pass in the access token for our Twingate environment. In this way, our connector is tied to our specific Twingate environment. After running the command on the Linux virtual machine and waiting just a few seconds, after refreshing the page, we can see that this particular connector is now showing a green indicator, meaning that it is successfully connected. What we need to do now is go back and repeat the process for the second Twingate connector. Twingate recommends 2 connectors that service the VPN tunnels for your end users. And this is a good idea because if you have anything happen to one or the other connector, users are automatically failed over to the secondary connector. If we go back to the network screen of this particular network that we are configuring and the connectors that are associated with it, we can now see that we've got one of the connectors associated. So that's awesome. Now the indicator for this network has went from red to orange, meaning that we are partially there. We have connectivity, we have one connector. However, it will not go green until we have the second connector stood up and functional. So we're going to repeat that process with the second connector. We have repeated that process with the second connector, and now you can see we've got a green indicator on this particular Twingate network. So now all we have to do is provision the resources in this network serviced by those connectors that we just stood up that we want our end users to have connectivity to. Let's now click on the Add Resource button to see what options we have available. We have the Add Resource dialog box that pops up. We have 2 options here. We can provision DNS resources, or we can provision network level resources with the CIDR format. Most organizations, or for your home lab, you will want to provision DNS resources most likely, since this will allow you to be able to reference resources by name and have those actually resolved. You can also, though, simply add network CIDR ranges if you just simply want IP level connectivity. Either way, you can assign a label, and if you're adding a DNS level address, you can add the DNS address, or you can click CIDR, add a label, and the CIDR level address. It's interesting too, Twingate has recently added the functionality of protocol restriction. You can easily select whether you want to allow or restrict such traffic as TCP traffic, UDP traffic, or ICMP traffic. And this is an easy way to restrict pings. For instance, if you don't want end users to be able to ping various resources, but you want to allow access to other services that may exist on an endpoint. So I'm going to allow a subnet. I'm going to click the CIDR button. I'm going to say Home Lab Servers, and I'm going to add the CIDR address. Here again, we can allow or we can restrict TCP, UDP, or ICMP traffic, and we can simply add resource once we're finished. After you've added the resource, you can also restrict that resource based on the user that is logging into the VPN. So now we're starting to get into the realm of being able to enforce zero trust network access. We can assign various users to different resources within the environment that we have created in Twingate. We can give access to network resources based on the role that a user actually has. Now we've added our first resource. So we have Home Lab Servers available as a network CIDR range. I want to point out a few of the other really powerful features that you get with Twingate. The following features that we're going to cover are not included in the free solution. However, I wanted you guys to be aware of the really powerful capabilities of Twingate when you start getting into the realm of an enterprise team, assigning policies and defining access and trust profiles based on certain types of devices. If you go up, you can actually see which devices have requested access to your network. You can also set trust profile. So for instance, I can restrict access to a particular network resource or application within the Twingate network based on certain requirements that I have of that end user device. And as you know, they already have many of these built in that are pre-configured, that are readily available to use. For example, I can go through on the minimum OS requirements and I can configure which are required for access to the Twingate network. On the Windows requirements, I can set the minimum Windows requirements to require hard disk encryption, a screen lock, firewall to be enabled, or antivirus to be active and healthy. You can set those requirements and confirm your changes. So once again, you can base and restrict access to that Twingate network based on the device security health checks that you set forth. And Twingate, again, refers to those as trusted profiles. On the policy screen, we can actually set the requirements that add those requirements we set in the profiles, as well as authentication requirements. We can enforce whether users are required to log in so many days or after a time period. And you can also, very importantly, enforce two-step verification, which for remote access systems should be mandatory. Under the team menu and configuration of the groups, we can actually tie a policy with the group. So if I look at groups underneath the team menu and I go to groups and I click everyone, for instance, we can see that the resource policy is set to the default policy. However, I can change that if I have an additional or a custom policy created for my organization. I can then set policies based on the user group a user is a member of. Really powerful when we're thinking about zero trust network access. The Twingate Windows app is very nice and easy to get connected up. I have already installed the Twingate Windows client, and as you can see, all we need to enter is our overall network name. And going back to the very beginning of this video, as you recall, this is the name that we enter that we had come up with when we first were creating our Twingate account. So you enter that here and it automatically populates the .twingate.com. So there's no need to fill that in. After you enter your network name, you simply click the Join Network. Twingate will then ask you to authenticate. And after we've authenticated, Twingate has now connected to the network. Guys, I wanted to briefly show you, I mentioned Terraform in the very outset of the video. I want to show you what you can do with the Terraform provider for Twingate. As you notice, I've got the Terraform registry page pulled up for Twingate, and you can just Google for this and land on this page. You can configure via Terraform many aspects of the solution. For instance, your connectors, you can control those, connector tokens, Twingate groups, also adding and configuring Twingate remote networks, as well as resources. Not only is this a modern solution that runs on modern infrastructure such as Kubernetes, you can also use an infrastructure as code approach in a declarative way to control your VPN access for clients. And that is awesome. We could never do something like this with traditional VPN technologies. Guys, after that, I think I'm going to need a coffee refill. What do you guys think about Twingate? For me, the features, the functionality, the capabilities are truly awesome, especially when you're thinking about the home lab environment and accessing your critical home lab services and servers remotely. I mentioned this earlier, but Twingate checks all the right boxes for me for a modern VPN solution that I can run in a Kubernetes cluster if I want to. I don't have to deal with firewall rules, manage this from the cloud, and I can even use Terraform to configure it and add resources, manage it in a declarative way. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, keep your coffee hot, keep the VPN connected, and I will see you guys soon.